ones and twos. And I just come here to let y'all know it's about to get real filthy in this mother.
All right. Welcome to episode 39 of In Todd We Trust. The podcast now has a website. You can check out a lot of stuff on there at itwtpodcast.com. You can access spoiler-free one-sentence reviews and movie ratings, episode descriptions, song of the week playlists, movie soundtrack playlists, a submission form to be a guest on the show, and links to listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and watch on YouTube. You can check all those things out. Same day, all come out every Thursday. Now that we got that out of the way, we do have Antoine on the show today. Please forgive me if you can tell that my allergies are killing me this week. So I apologize in advance if you can tell the nasally sound of my voice. Anyway, Antoine, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Todd? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm doing well. So Antoine is Detroit's top model, if you didn't know already. He's involved actually in a ton of different stuff. Yeah. He's involved in a ton of stuff. I met you first through the gym, at One Campus Marshall's gym as a trainer.
Top gym in downtown Detroit.
Facts, all facts. I miss it every day. I miss every day. The convenience of it. I love that gym. But you know what makes a huge difference too is how friendly the staff is. Like everyone, all the way from Denny down, everyone's is so cool. Like when I come in. That's a huge thing. Like customer service is a big thing for me. Side note, whenever I go into a business, like people, like I always feel like I should never be friendlier than people, and I'm a friendly guy, so I'll come in and say good morning, hello, how you doing? So like I like that's reciprocated at the gym when I come in and when I leave, and it's not like some places I'll go and I'll say hey, and they'll like act like I'm disrupting their day. Yet I'm like a customer. So I do that.
It's definitely a key thing to have. You know, just have that genuine, customer service.
100%.
They see that, everybody sees that, so it's like,
For sure.
Especially, if you were, brought up a certain way, you have great manners.
Right.
You should be able to treat people the same way, no matter how much they get on your nerves.
Right, yeah. I imagine, man, you do a ton of different, like, stuff where you're, like, dealing with clients, because I know, obviously training, and then the massages. So you have your own massage business as well.
Yeah, I do. It's called Holistic Touch.
Yep. Yeah, that's how long have you been doing that?
Going on a couple of years now.
Okay.
I do in-home massage therapy, so I come to my clients.
Yep.
And make it more convenient for them.
Hey, check them out, man. Go to my what's your Instagram handle?
Instagram is Action Jackson. The A is a V in Jackson.
Yep.
Yep.
So check them out, man. Check them out if you have any modeling inquiries as well as massage. And then also I saw on your Instagram some acting.
Yeah, I'm officially an actor, considered an actor now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's the movie? It's a movie, right?
Yeah. So it's funny. So it's called Jack London, Son of Wolf.
Okay.
And well, really how it started was I went there to play an extra role.
Okay.
To be an extra in the crowd. So basically, synopsis of the movie is basically it's a guy who grew up in the 1800s, something like that,
Okay.
that time here, and in Alaska. That's where it's based off.
Wow.
Based
Okay.
in. And he the part I know, I played a boxer. I just played the boxer role.
Yeah.
I didn't have any real dialogue or nothing like that, just a fighting. But he's like he fights like 10 different boxers,
Got it.
or 10 different fighters in the boxing ring or whatever. It's like with hay around. It's like in a built boxing ring.
Yeah.
Just had your hand built, and it's pretty cool.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Was it fun?
Of course, yeah, it was fun. Oh, it
This
was
was
a lot
up.
of fun. I mean, if I could make that my lifestyle, I would.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's a lot of fun.
That's what's up, man.
Unfortunately, I had to lose the fight though.
Right. Yeah.
In the movie, you had to win.
Right. Yeah, you gotta get some of those. You gotta take some L's in those roles first before you can. Yeah, man, before you get the starring role. But that's what's up, man. I actually got the pleasure of being at what I believe was it your first professional shoot with Zenith, or did you have a few before that?
My first professional shoot was with Zenith. Yeah.
That's what's up. So I got to be there. I was still with them at the time, and got to be there for that and help out with the shoot.
Shout out to you for the haircut though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I was on set barber too. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I was nervous because it's like, you know, you gotta pick and choose your barbers. You know,
wisely. You gotta be careful.
You can't cheat on them either, but
yeah. No, that's what's up. No, I appreciate you trusting me that day. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what's up. What is your primary focus? I know obviously you work at the gym and you do training pretty much every day, but you know, right now, what is your main focus as far as like the different routes that you're working on?
You know, since now that the wellness center is now closing for 3-4 months for renovations, it's gonna help me like direct my focus, like my massage business. Help, you know, because I go like once a month. I go to different employment jobs, like you know, like Department of Health and Human Services.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And I do massages for the employees there for a few minutes, 10 minutes each person. And you know, it just helps, you know, relieves a lot of stress. You know, going to the workplace and you know, definitely in that sense, I've been dealing with all kind of like families and stresses and headaches and stuff like that with kids and having, you know, what parent can have control over kids, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm really gonna focus on that and really just sharpen my skills in that area.
Got you. That's what's up, man.
Get more into acting. Get more auditions. I had a couple auditions. I recently auditioned for Lawfully Corrupt.
Okay.
I have to go follow them too on Instagram. Lawfully Corrupt it's a dope short series.
Okay.
What else? I mean, yeah, just focusing on, you know, getting more auditions and get my name profile out there. My resume looks pretty tight. So, you know, and of course modeling. So
that's awesome, man. Well, good luck.
Flows, you know.
Good luck. Anyone listening, man? Yeah, hit them up, man. If you need them,
just go for it.
Yeah,
just go for it. That's what it's about, you know.
Absolutely.
Put God first and go for it.
Absolutely, all the way. So song of the week. What you got for me this week?
Yeah, so you know, this that DMX song, you know, has been going around on Instagram. Latasha. But you know, that's all cool. But song of the week for me though, the DMX song, that's one of my top favorites, hands down. Everybody should know this one. How's It Going Down?
Yeah. Yep.
DMX.
That's it. Yeah. Little throwback.
Games we played. How's It Going Down? Yeah. That's definitely.
I feel like I've heard you play that in the gym before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. 100%.
I always play the throwback style.
Right. I know you. I know. I do know that. My song of the week is actually a rap song as well. A newer song by Rhapsody. So Rhapsody is one of my favorite rappers right now. Definitely my favorite female rapper. And her song Whoopee is my favorite. My song I'm jamming right now.
Nice.
She just released an album. Just came out last week. Album is really solid. It pays homage to a lot of powerful black women. Every song is named after a powerful black woman. So obviously, like Whoopi is Whoopi Goldberg. She has another song on there, Oprah, that's really dope. A song called Aaliyah. She has a lot of hard tracks on there. And again, she's one of those artists that every single time she drops something, I know it's gonna be some fire on there. So that came out.
I never really play. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
I never really heard of
Rhapsody?
Yeah, Rhapsody.
Yeah,
I have, but I haven't really listened.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of music out there, so I mean, I never fought someone who's like, man, I haven't heard, like, it's too much to listen to all of it, you know what I mean? So, but if you have some time, man, check her out. I definitely recommend maybe start with Whoopi. She has a lot of tracks, but if you take a day where you're like, yo, I'm about to check some Rhapsody out, what's the first couple tracks I should check out? Hit me up and I'll shoot you some stuff.
Okay.
For sure.
Sounds good.
So now what we have, next section before we get into the actual review is random rapid fire. So I have some questions that you have no prep for.
Okay.
And we gotta give you your first answer. All right, here we go. What was the first action movie you ever saw?
First action movie I ever saw. Ooh, you really threw that one out there, Todd.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Work on that memory.
All the way back from childhood, huh?
Yeah. Or maybe one of the first, I should say.
Movie, okay. Man.
Or maybe a favorite from growing up.
Okay, favorite. All right, because I can't really.
Favorite action movie growing up.
Favorite action movie growing up. I say definitely Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, got it.
I love Mission Impossible.
That's your series?
Yeah, watch it back to back to back to back.
Nice. Tom Cruise in his prime.
Yeah.
Would you rather be good at martial arts, shooting, or computer hacking?
Martial arts.
Martial arts, yeah. That's the coolest one.
Martial arts, yeah.
What actor would you be most excited to star beside?
Denzel.
Yep. What brand would you be most excited to model for?
Nike,
yeah. That's definitely mine.
I did a Detroit edition for Nike.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it from the Sneakers app. Yeah. I remember you told. I saw it on your story, but I also went and saw it in the Sneakers app because I love Nike sneaks. Mm-hmm. Avid follower. So yeah, and I did see that.
For sure. So you never know.
You never know, man. You never know. Put it out there. If the world was in danger, who would be the first person you make sure it was safe?
My mom.
All right. There you go. I was going to say, good question. Or good answer, I should say. Mm-hmm. If given the opportunity, would you agree to be part of the Secret Service?
I would.
You would, yeah.
I would.
That's a big responsibility, man. It's like one of those things that it's cool, but then it's a lot of like, how long you living? What's your life expectancy in the Secret Service? Mm-hmm. What's your go-to slushy flavor at the movie theater?
Coca-Cola and white cherry.
Oh, I forgot about white cherry. No one said white cherry yet on here.
See, you gotta be different.
That's a sneaker pick. A sneak pick. There's a couple of like really like. It always shocks me when I ask people that question because there's always a ton of different answers. I actually posted a video on my Instagram about it one time, with just the different answers I get for that. And I like in my mind I just thought I was always gonna get red or blue. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like saying all this like crazy stuff like Palma berry. I'm like, what in the world is that? If you had to rewatch the same movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Anything with Denzel.
Yeah. This is his greatest collections.
Yeah.
It's on repeat.
Yeah. I have to say, I really love Deja Vu.
Yeah.
Or Man on Fire.
Yeah. Both of those are good. Yeah. And I haven't seen Deja Vu in so long. It's been probably since when it first came out. To be honest with you, it's been a long time.
Paula Patton is so fun.
Oh yeah, Paula's all time great. Robin Thicke, man, you messed up, and I love Robin. I love Robin Thicke too. So, but yeah, he messed up on that one. Yeah, man. Before we get into the movie, side note, I saw a lot of trailers. A lot of trailers when I went to go see this movie for a lot of war movies coming out. Okay. And I've never been. I don't know about you. I've never been into the war movies or for the like historical war movies. I don't know I like action movies, but those just never grab me. Are you a big like war movie guy?
I am.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't grab me. And not to say that I've watched some and some are really good. I can't really think of one that I didn't like that I hated. They just don't grab me in the trailer. I guess it's something that I have to like someone else put it on and then I watch it.
I see. Oh wow.
Type of deal. I don't know.
I really think they play a lot. I really think a lot of people might be disagree, but like the trailers are too long these days. They tell the movie.
I agree.
I like that.
I do agree with that. I do feel like that the trailers you get everything that you need. Like they tell the whole movie. Some of them will keep you in the dark a little bit, but especially like the dramas, the suspense. It's like let's keep all of that into the movie. You know what I mean? I can pretty much they put so much into it that I can pretty much predict what you don't put into the trailer. So I'm with you. I have thought that in the past, so I'm glad to see it's not just me. It's a good point though. So did you see this stuff about Spider-Man over the last like 2 weeks?
I did.
All this stuff with Sony. So So I have some hot takes about it. Okay. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. Yeah. Hands down. I have like Spider-Man. I've said it on the podcast several times. I have Spider-Man paintings. I have a custom Spider-Man painting like a couple in my apartment. Like I'm like a huge fan.
That's dope.
But yeah, like I have some comics. Like I'm a huge fan. But with that being said, I disagree with some of the popular opinion as in regards to the Spider-Man movies. So a lot of people enjoyed these last two Spider-Man movies with Marvel. Everyone really wanted Marvel Studios to get control of the Spider-Man character, so that they can incorporate him like they did for the Avengers and the MCU. So I too was happy. I thought I was gonna be happy. I do not like the two Tom Holland solo Spider-Man films. I'm not a fan of them.
What?
I know, man. I know. I'm not a fan. So that's a hot take. I know a lot of people disagree with that. And a lot of people are upset because now Kevin Feige in Marvel Studios will not have an active role in the future Spider-Man movies because Sony essentially was leasing them Spider-Man and is no longer doing that because they couldn't reach an agreement. And I don't hate that because the three Spider-Man movies, there's only three Spider-Man movies that I enjoyed that have come out to date. And the first one is the first Tobey Maguire. The second Tobey Maguire. I didn't like the third Tobey Maguire.
That's with Venom. No.
Yes. Yep. The third Tobey Maguire's with Venom. I didn't like that.
Sandman Venom was kind of too.
Yeah, the Sandman. Yeah, it was too much going on. It just I don't know. They fell flat for me. First two though, loved them. Next two with Andrew Garfield, both of those I did not like at all. Yeah, I wanted to like them because I love Emma Stone and she was in the first one and then she died, which pissed me off. But yeah, I wanted to like them, didn't like either one. And then these new Tom Hollands I don't like. And then but I did like.
What about Tom Holland? That you don't like? Why not the?
Yeah, so not to go to so that I don't end up giving like another review of the movie without on here. But in short, I don't like how he's portrayed. I don't like how his character is. Like Spider-Man to me is this confident, sarcastic, smartest guy in the room, really witty superhero. So a lot of a large part of his character and a large part of his power is being like one step ahead of everyone, and that's not just that's shown in his like Spidey sense. That's shown in obviously his wit and just how clever he is. Like he's always one step ahead, and I feel like in these movies he's almost one step behind. Like he's almost like really aloof and not confident and just So I don't I don't really like how they're portraying him in that fashion for these Tom Holland ones. I get that it's supposed to be a younger Spider-Man and he's in high school and he's still going through like puberty and all this stuff. Yeah. But this is not the Spider-Man that I want to see. So yeah, and obviously they're not making movies just for me. They're making it for the general population, and these have been wildly successful. So I understand why they're doing it, but
now that you brought that up, like, so you feel like Tobey Maguire played the part that you felt like Spider-Man needed to play.
Yeah.
Up to okay.
I feel like he was a good representation. I think even Andrew Garfield, even though I didn't like the movies, Andrew Garfield even still kept that same type of Spider-Man going. The writing wasn't great, but he was still that type of Spider-Man that I like to see. This Spider-Man that's out now, I think more people can identify with him. He's more of like a regular, down-to-earth, like insecure human. So I think, me and Joel were kind of chatting about that. He was on the podcast for that episode, for both the Spider-Mans that I reviewed on here. I did like Into the Spider-Verse, though. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite superhero movies all time.
Man's had the ones on.
Yeah, man. I mean, he had me when he had the J's on, man. So so I love that one. And again, that was a Sony one. So I guess my point is, I think Kevin Feige, who is credited with a lot of this success and just being a great producer and all this stuff, to me is basically like being a bench player, like being Sean Livingston on the Warriors. Like, you can't attribute, like, if you put me on the Marvel team, I can't help but have success. Like, if I could have produced all these Marvel movies, and he's had some L's too. Like, he's definitely had some. He's been involved in some L's. That Marvel has done. Maybe not the head producer, but he's been executive producer on some of these whack ones, like the old Hawk film from I think it was 2006, which was trash. Like, he's been involved.
Which one was that one? Because is that the one with the first Hulk movie? No, the first one was
the first one was like 06, and then they just threw it away, and they came out with with the guy that we know now. Actually, it was a different actor. What was his name? Norton, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Edward Norton.
He was the one who had to fight Abomination.
What's up?
He had to fight the Abomination.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the second home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so he's been involved in some iffy ones, but I just really feel like he is. I feel like that role is one that you're gonna have success, right? Like if you put like I said, any human there, it's Marvel. It already has this brand. You don't really have to build much. But again, maybe I'm being a little harsh, but I just wanted to put that out there that I think Sony's getting a bad rap for what they do to films. And they've had a lot of really good success with X-Men films, with the other Spider-Man movies that I just mentioned with Tobey Maguire, and then also into the Spideyverse. So I just think they get a bad rap. The Deadpool movies, like I think they've put out good stuff. So let's not just make it seem like if it's not Marvel Studios doing it, it's trash. That is kind of my point. Would annoy me. But off of that, so that I don't get fired up and talk about it for the next hour, the Disney Plus platform. So that's coming out. So they're coming out with their own streaming platform to combat or to go against Netflix. And actually Disney owns Hulu. So they're not.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't know it until very, very recently. I guess I was really late to the game on that. Yeah, I didn't know until I don't know. I have to do some research on when that deal went through, or if that's always been the case. But I didn't know that until a couple weeks ago. But yeah, Disney Plus is coming out. Some details on that, preliminary details. I won't go into all of what they're offering and all the shows and movies. I'll talk about that a little bit more once it gets closer, because I'm sure they're going to confirm more things. Okay. But it releases November 12th. We do know that, and that you can stream on 4 different devices in 4K, which is typically something that's you're charged extra for like Netflix. Like that's the premium membership to be able to get that. And this is only $7 a month. Or $70 a year. Now, obviously, keep in mind that this is only Disney stuff, and obviously Netflix or Hulu provides you with a lot more content. Right. I'm a huge Disney guy though, so it might as well be everything I need is going to be on there. But yeah, I'm really hyped up. There's going to be new content. It's going to be old content. It's going to be like Goof Troop, which was like one of my favorite animated shows growing up. That was on like Toon Disney back when they had Toon Disney. Now Disney XD. They loved it, man. I'm a huge cartoon guy, huge Disney guy, but yeah, I'm pumped up for this. And like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit more when it gets closer to November 12th, and all the shows and movies once it's all like set in stone. But they have a ton of stuff on there that's really interesting, and I would say look that up. I'm also hyped up for football season. So football season officially started this past weekend with Miami and Florida. But upcoming week is when everyone's week 1. So who's your team? I don't know if we ever chatted about this.
No, I don't think we have. I'm gonna be
Choose
honest.
wisely, man. Choose wisely.
I'm a diehard Lions fan, to be honest.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm really from Tennessee, so
okay. That's right. I did know. That's right. I
love the Titans too, but since I grew up in Detroit, Lions.
Okay.
But
see what happens here.
But
I grew up in Cincinnati, man. So I'm not a huge NFL guy at all, but obviously grew up around a lot of losing football with the Bengals. So I feel your pain. And I've been around a lot of Bengals fans who feel how you feel about the Lions. So you love them to death, but they never produce for you.
Yeah,
so
it is, it's a love-hate.
Right.
Literally.
Right. Oh man. Well, hopefully they do something for you this year. I think I might have to get to a Lions game this year. I know I've chatted with someone about it, so we'll see. But to the movie, we are reviewing. I know I didn't mention it. Obviously, if you're listening, you already know. But Angel Has Fallen. So the third installment to this Has Fallen series started with Olympus Has Fallen and then London Has Fallen. So description for this.
Those.
Yeah, this is a jam. Yeah, right. They are solid movies. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I didn't give the first one the credit it deserved when I first saw it for the very first time, but I do like that movie. So description for this third one: Secret Service agent Mike Banning is framed for the attempted assassination of the president and must evade his own agency and the FBI as he tries to uncover the real threat. So the release date was August 23rd. Notable cast, like I mentioned before: Gerard Butler, Danny Huston, and Morgan Freeman. So Morgan Freeman, he has been acting since 1964 and is on, just guess real quick how many movies he has acting credits in.
So I say probably like 50, 60.
124.
What?
124. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Morgan Freeman's on, because you have to think about all the narrating he does too.
That too, yeah. And
yeah.
The small films.
The small stuff, yeah, the stuff that we probably never even seen.
Crazy.
A ton of this I know I've never seen. I don't know if I've seen 124. I have, but but not Morgan Freeman. 124 films. I've probably seen, like you said, like 50 of them maybe. But isn't that nuts? But I looked it up specifically because I know, like, I mean, Morgan Freeman's in everything, man. I love Morgan Freeman. Another GOAT.
Sure.
Directed by Rick Roman Waugh. He has a ton of stunt credits. Nothing to note as a director, but I think he did a good job with this one. Writer, yeah, absolutely. Writer was Robert Mark Kamen, who has also done Taken, Columbiana, the Transporter series, and the original Karate Kid series. So he has a bunch of other credits as well, but those are just the top ones. Again, to show you what his level of work.
Makes sense why it's so good.
It does. With this movie, it sticks to, and I'll talk about it a little bit more as we go through it, but it knows who it is, and it sticks to what it does best. So I appreciate action films who do that and don't try to do too much, but just stick to what we want to see. You don't try to come up with this crazy plot. You don't try to get too intricate with it, but you give us enough that we're interested and that we keep following along and, keep our attention throughout the movie. So movie was 2 hours and 1 minute. Going to the movie, what was your, obviously I know you're a huge fan of the first two, which we chatted about a little bit when I asked you to be on the podcast. But what was your mindset going to this one? What were you expecting?
Well, besides the trailer gave it away.
Right.
Of course. When they say he was like, you said, the trailer said he was being set up before I seen it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, who, his own people trying to set him up, but how is that even freaking possible? Like, what do you mean? Like, he has good rapport with them. He's worked with both presidents in both movies, and he's top security or he was good for protecting the president. Amazing job, great actor in action film, but I don't know. It was a bit of a twist. I didn't know if they made a third one. I didn't ever think they would, but I didn't know how they would make a third one, because the first one was about protecting the president, make sure he's good, and then his security team and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know, but it was awesome. They did an amazing job on this film. I think
they did do a good job. For me, I was going to this. First two were solid for sure. So I was expecting more of the same. I was expecting, hey, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get a film about, Gerard Butler, Mike Banning, protecting the president, right? So, again, like you said, the twist that they kind of threw in this one was that he had to prove his innocence. So the first two, obviously, he's regarded as a top agent. Everyone respects him. And the issue is an outside threat, whereas this one is, kind of some self-sabotage within, within the government organization, all that stuff. So, so I was too wondering, how are they who was behind it? Because you knew Morgan Freeman, as the president at the time, for this movie, wasn't going to be the guy setting him up. So I'm like, who could possibly be higher? Who could be higher than Gerard Butler to be able to convince them that he's the mole or something like that, right? So that was kind of my confusion going into it. But yeah, so I trust Gerard Butler as an actor, so I anything he's in, I give it the benefit of a doubt and just say, hey,
sure.
I always get nervous too when movies start making too many, especially action movies, when you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, where are we going with this? Is it going to start losing its character? Integrity as a film? Or are they just going to try to put stuff out just so they can make some money? But I do trust Gerard Butler's judgment in taking films. So I was like, it's worth going to see and checking out. But yeah, like I said, when you get beyond 2 movies, it makes me nervous. But I do believe that this was the best story from start to finish of the 3.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I think yeah, man, it kept me engaged. It kept me engaged, man. I know you, again, you were a big fan of 1 and 2. So yeah, it definitely. I never was in the theater. I always know this is a good sign when I never look at my watch to see like, when is it almost over? Mm-hmm. I was engaged the whole time.
Me too. Every little scene, every little part, I didn't want to miss a beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you like Gerard Butler a lot?
I love Gerard Butler.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, I sure do. He's one of my favorite actors. He's a legend in my book. I never seen him in a bad movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't think of a bad. I mean, from Law Abiding Citizen to obviously, 300, when he really stepped on the scene and cemented himself. What is it? I think it's The Ugly Truth is the name of it. Him and I can't think of her name right now, but that's a good one. It's a rom-com. So again, just showing his versatility, right? Mm-hmm. So he's not just this action guy who's just gonna go like beat everyone up. Right. He can be in this funny rom-com, and he did a good job in that too. But yeah, I just trust him as an actor. If he's in something, I know that, hey, this has to be quality. So again, a huge fan.
I think the choreography on that movie was, fighting scenes, everything was like,
it's great,
realistic.
It was yeah.
Like, it had you on the edge of your seat. Like I'm like, my eyes was big the whole time.
Yeah,
definitely when that one. Well, I can't even tell the movie.
Oh no, you can tell it. No, yeah, we do spoilers on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we spoil.
When he got when he was handling stuff on his own, when he got kidnapped, well, he had to get taken into custody in that van, and then the guys who was like behind everything, his setup,
right? Yeah,
came through and smashed one of the cop cars.
Yeah,
the trucks. And then everything went dark. It was
dope. How they did it was just like, it was intense. It kept you engaged. And again, I don't know, they just kind of stepped it up this movie. I felt like, and I think the other two were good, but I feel like the other two almost felt like, this is an action movie. We're gonna stick to what we do. And me, I appreciated it. They weren't like, to me, those two movies weren't where I was like, this is amazing, But this third one though, it kind of it took some time with this. It took its time with the story. I just felt like more time was put into this, and they've each come out in three. They've put 3 years in between each of these movies.
Which is
perfect timing. Lets the first one kind of settle and everything, but it leaves you wanting more and anticipating the next one. But yeah, it was good. They had a lot of ties to real government, which I think they've always kind of done, especially since the second one. Like the Russian collusion with the voting was mentioned in this movie, and they kind of tied that into the movie. Yeah. The VP, who was kind of backstabbing Morgan Freeman, made the remark, "Make America Strong Again," which obviously was a poke at President Trump's slogan. And then the black president, obviously when he went down, and Morgan Freeman, then you have this new president coming who was more aggressive, wanted to go into war. So again, I think that they tried to draw some parallels. This is not a political podcast. I'm just making observations of what they did. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And I've talked on this podcast before about how a lot of times movies will parallel what's actually going on in the political climate, or just what's going on in the world in general. Maybe not even having to do with politics, but take inspiration.
A lot of it's I think it's pretty much. I think it's true. Like yeah. If you look at movies, they tell stories,
Yeah.
They it's a message.
Yeah.
It's a message, what's really going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to get on that topic, but it's just like you got to pay attention and read between the lines.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think a lot of movies. I find now that more movies are trying to, speak out, and you have people who are trying to whether it's injustices or. Anything like that. I feel like movies are taking more of a stance now. Movies genres that didn't typically do that are starting to do more of that. Action's a genre where, you're not getting that. You're getting shoot 'em up, and, this is what it is. A lot of explosions. But, like I said, even with this, it's drawing parallels intentionally. So interesting how they did that with the story. So with action movies, I always find myself creating a list of things that I'm like, you guys got to make it make sense, as I put it. As my father always puts it out, we joke around. He's like, make it make sense for movies. But yeah, so with action movies, there's always some stuff. First of all, was with the drone strike, and my nose was running here. Oh my gosh, my allergies. Oh my gosh, my allergies are bad. I was fine walking in here, fine-ish. But and if you're watching on YouTube, ignore the fact that I'm using the inside of my shirt to dab my nose. Yeah. But yeah, so why didn't they kill the president first with the drones? Like, they killed 1 million people before they even got to the president, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why not just send 50 drones to the president, blow it up, right? That it makes sense. I get the not having Gerard Butler. Actually, let's rewind even more. Mm-hmm. Why did they even need? You could have an alibi with Gerard Butler and him not be alive, like that act, because then he can't even defend himself. He can't even. So just kill the drones. Should have all just went blown up the president first, went for all the guys, and then blown up Gerard Butler in that mix, and then you still have all his evidence and DNA in there, right? And it's just like, oh, it was an accident. I don't know. Maybe you do leave him alive, and that's like, but I feel like the president will be the first person you target.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then again, we talking about Morgan Freeman. So.
Right. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. Obviously,
if it was somebody else, it's a wrap.
Right.
But Morgan Freeman, they're good to go.
They couldn't let him die.
Sick if they killed him off early in a movie like that.
Yeah. So, you know what? Speaking of killing people off, I was pissed that they killed. So in the second movie, they killed Angela Bassett. Mm-hmm. In this movie, they killed Jada.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yo, bullet to the head. Like at least Angela Bassett had like a hero send off where she was, in the helicopter and and just kind of a not freak accident. They shot the helicopter down, but they got to talk, and it was it was a sentimental moment. Yeah. Jada, man, she just straight up shot in the stomach, shot in the head. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. It was a slow death. It was definitely it hurt. That one hurt because she looks really good too for her age. Like
she does. She looks great.
Amazing.
She looks great.
But yeah, it's. I think her role. I mean, she was kind of getting on my skin with her role.
Oh, she got my nerves.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, no, she was definitely not a fan favorite from me either.
Yeah. She was too uptight. They made her too uptight and just like wouldn't be able to listen out. And
she wanted to hear. She was going after my man Mike, and obviously we know as the audience know that he's innocent. Mm-hmm. But she just was too, like, they jumped. That's the thing that got me with this movie. How much they just jumped on Mike. Yeah. And it's like, one, why are y'all acting like y'all don't know Mike? Mm-hmm. Like, he's been doing this for years. He did it for the other presidents. He's always put his life and family's life at risk to save the president, to save the government. So why did it just take this like super obvious setup? His DNA was in the car. So you think you're going to tell me the head of the Secret Service is going to be sloppy enough to leave all his DNA, hair, all the stuff like that in a van that you just leave out at the lake?
Exactly. Come on, man.
And also allow himself to get blown up enough to where he ends up being restrained? Mm-hmm. That doesn't, like, so that should raise some questions. Like, what he's done to this point should give him enough clout to where you at least say, all right, I gotta get this dude the benefit of the doubt. We gotta research some stuff some more. Mm-hmm. But they just automatically jumped on him like, yo, it was him. I'm like, dang.
He saved two presidents.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta make it make sense. Something else that I need an explanation of is how they get from being in the water and blowing up to getting in the hospital. Like, I never got, like, did they just find them floating in the water? Did they drift off the shore and they wake up and they're like, we don't remember? Like, that never got clarified. Like,
you're talking about Gerard Butler
and Morgan Freeman. So when he went and saved Morgan Freeman off the boat, remember they obviously the next scene they get blown up, and the next scene is them in the hospital. And I'm like, how did they get to that point? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, did they, again, were they just floating and they came and got them? I don't know. That kind of confused me a bit. They just kind of jumped to that.
Yeah.
And my instinct, maybe it's just me, but my first instinct is to run when I see certain danger. And like like you were talking about before with the part where it all goes dark when they're extracting him.
Yeah.
And the other team that set him up comes to basically take him from the government as he's going to prison. Mm-hmm. Those guys, first of all, these are all trained guys too. So why are all of them so just stupid? Like, it goes dark and they're just like, this isn't good. And they're just sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And then the guys come up, guns to their head, and the guys raise their hand. Yeah. You got guns too. If you don't pull a gun out, and why are you? if I get shot, you're gonna have to shoot me in the back. Like I've always said that. Like if I'm in any danger, you're gonna have to hit a moving target. Cause I'm sprinting. Like even if you say, if you move, I'm shooting you.
But then again, you're limited because you got your party right next to you in the cop car. Then you got
he is
limited space. Like,
that is true.
Make a move,
That is true.
Grab it from your hip, it's a wrap.
That is true. Yeah. So
you kind of have no choice. I think that part was okay.
Yeah.
I think that part was okay.
Yeah, I can. Maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe, and it's always easier, obviously, on this side to say what I would do.
Yeah.
And then if I'm actually in the situation, I probably would have peed on myself.
Yeah.
So
it's like real, like it's all of a sudden it's impulse. It's like okay.
Exactly.
But I think it shocked the mess out of me when they ran into the first car.
Yeah.
Off the road, the first truck, and then the one behind them, and then. They left the van in the middle where the Warren brother was being held at.
Yo, they did not mess around. They smacked those cars. And then Gerard Butler, so he beats the guys up when he gets into the car. So that was dope. Again, there was a lot of dope scenes. He had a lot of dope scenes, man. Dude is not to be messed with. So that was a dope scene. What I didn't get is when the FBI like basically rolled up on him and was like, less than 15 yards from him. This fool got away. How in the world? Like, is he a marathon runner? Like, he got away in the night and then just popped up at an IKEA. And I was like, how did he get away? And these dudes, man, these movies, it's not just him, but in some of these movies, it'd be regular guys. They're like dodging bullets. Like the gun will shoot and then you'll see their head. I'm like, you're not quick enough to dodge a bullet. Like if the gun is already shot, they're a bad marksman or you're hit.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be able to hear it and dodge. Like that's
bad marksman because
right.
like when I see movies like the guys be right behind him,
bro. It's crazy.
And then it's like, how did you miss? Like
it's crazy.
Threw off like 8 rounds.
They're like trained professionals, but you can't hit this dude. You know what I mean? Like
they gotta tighten that up a bit.
They gotta. I'm like, come on. So some of the times I'm like, yo, he has to get something skimmed. Like he don't even be getting shot. I don't
think he got shot at.
I don't think he got shot. I think he got. It was a point where I know it was a point in this movie. Maybe he got injured at the end, but I don't know. I can't remember if it was a shot or it was a stab But this fool didn't get shot for like 3 movies, and I'm like, he's just like, he's dodging bullets. Like he needs to get he needs to get grazed, shot in the arm, and he has to create a cast with with cloth, like something. He guys get shot in the calf. And he's hobbling. He has a boot or something like John Wick. John Wick was that was I talked about in here. Like that was a one where they obviously make it just like super unrealistic. Like John Wick that fool fell off a building and it's just like he gets up and he's fine. Like I'm like, come on now, we got to make it.
He fell on his back, right?
Yeah, I don't know what he fell on, but he fell. You fall from 30 stories. It don't matter what you fall on.
Exactly. It's a wrap. I don't know how you get back up from that.
Nah, man, you're not getting back up. Not in real life. You could try it if you want. But yeah, no.
I followed the first couple stairs. I ain't get up a minute. My shins.
No, yeah, but
on fire.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. But yeah, no. It was some. I know me. Like I would have been super trash. If I was in a situation where I'm a marksman and I'm with a group. If I see danger, like I'm lightly jogging away from everybody, like I'm just gonna kind of like float into like, Todd, you got my back? Like, yeah, I got you. I'm just like backpedaling, like out of danger, because I'm sorry, like I can't. You had to shoot me in the back, homie. Like, yeah, I'm out. I do like some of these characters though that they had in this one too. I like the villain in this one. That guy's always Danny Huston, who played Wade Jennings, the villain for this one. He's always a villain, man. He's always a villain. Actually, I meant to look up before. I'm about to look it up right now while I'm sitting here. What else he was in where he was a villain recently? It might have been an X-Men movie. I can't remember.
I think it was.
It was. It definitely was. Yeah, he was Stryker in X-Men. Yeah, he was William Stryker. I knew it was. Yeah. So, but he's always like this shady dude, man. Wonder Woman. That's what it was. Wonder Woman. He was also that. He was a villain in Wonder Woman too. Some guys, man, they just get typecast. Like, if I was him, I'd be like, I don't want to be a villain, because now when people see my face, they're gonna be like, yo, that dude's shady, and I'm like,
exactly.
This is because you're thinking about the movie.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you can't put me as the villain every time in every like superhero action movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I definitely Gerard Butler, his wife in this movie, real one. She didn't fold when Jada was pressing her. She did not fold, man.
Yeah, she did. She held her own, definitely for her husband, Mike Denton. and everything like that. So she I think she did a pretty good job. Then
she did a good job
focus too much on her and the kid, but like at the right scenes, like as far as like like she's freaking out, and
right.
What are they gonna do? Husband, what do you mean? So she played her roles pretty good.
Yeah.
So
no, I definitely liked her.
She was in like first two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I felt like it was a different actress. I didn't even look to double check, but I think it was a different actress. I think they try to fake us out with this one.
Okay.
But she did a good job. The one who was in this one. The other two, like if it is a different person, if it's not, then disregard this. But if it was a different person for the first two, she was kind of trash.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say much. She just was always looking super distressed.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman as president. That just fits. I feel like he just fits in every role where he's just like in power, like whether he's God in a movie or just the like omniscient like narrator of a nature movie, or president. Like it just fits Morgan Freeman. Like I trust Morgan Freeman. Like I feel like Morgan Freeman could tell me like, Todd, the sky, like starting next week, the sky's actually gonna turn orange instead of blue. Like I'd be like, dang, like that's news to me. Like I'm glad you gave me a heads up. Like, I'd believe it. Like he could tell me anything.
He'll make a really good actual president.
Yeah, man. I mean, if
that's because he's
because he's Morgan Freeman, right? He's been in 124 movies, man. That sounds like a good president to me. No, I'm messing, but I was shocked when I saw Jada in this. I wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the twist with Mike's dad. At first I was like, yo, where are we going with this? Like, are they about to go a weird route with this? But they end up tying it in nicely. That scene where everyone's invading and encroaching on his dad's like home or camp that he has, and the blowing up, that was hilarious. I thought that was a really cool scene in the movie. That was a fun scene, and again, I like that tie-in with it's his dad, he's off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a little bit more about Mike and how he became Mike by just seeing his dad, obviously, and then tying it all in nicely with a bow. If they don't, which I would guess they're not going to make another one. They could, like the windows there. I mean, you could maybe do something where I feel like if they do a fourth, it would be him and his dad going to get something. But I feel like if they do that, it could get corny. It depends on what they do. I'd still go see it, but I think that they wrapped it up nicely. Like this is the last one. I think it was like cool. Like that's a good ending.
I can watch it over and over.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he takes over. Yeah, I could watch that, man. It's like they could that could be good with this cap.
I really thought they were gonna have his dad like get killed or something like that.
I definitely thought his dad was gonna. Yeah, because that's the typical thing where the dad is like trying to redeem himself, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I've been out of your life this whole time, so like let me do something for you. And I thought he was gonna end up having to like take himself out. Like I didn't know if it was gonna be at that like scene where he's blowing up everything around his house, or if he was I thought he might die then. I thought he might die when he went to go kill the guys at the house that were coming to kidnap the wife and daughter.
That was slick how you pulled it.
That was dope, yeah. That was real dope. I thought he was maybe going to go out then, but I was happy to see that they didn't take him out. Again, I think just making it, they did two things. One, they wrapped it up in a nice bow if they don't make another one. And then on two, they leave the door open. If they do decide to make another one in 3 years, boom, we can do a dad, combo thing where they go and do something. So they can get creative with some stuff, and to this point, they haven't disappointed me. I would almost say that they've maybe gotten better each time. I'd almost say that 3 is better than 2, and 2 might be. I don't know. 1 might be better than 2. I vacillate with those two.
It's always usually the first one that's like the best one.
Yeah.
Out of any sequels, but
yeah,
I think 3 is just. Times 1 and 2.
I agree. I'm 100% in agreement. What am I trying to say? My debate is more 1 and 2. I don't know which one is better between those two. I like both. I did like both of them. The villain.
Who was the president? I'm sorry. Who was the president in the first one? It was played
Two-Face.
Two-Face, right?
Yeah, so Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent is the president in 1 and in 2.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's in 1 and in 2, and I watched both of those today actually before I came on just to refresh my memory. I went and watched the third one, and then I was like, let me go back. I haven't watched these other ones in years. Let me go watch. So went and watched them, but yeah, he's the president in both. The second one, the guy had a motive that I could really feel and get behind. The villain did. So that made me kind of connect with the villain a little bit more on that one. That villain, man, my nose. That villain had
the Arizona too, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to kill me in here, man. That villain was getting vengeance for his daughter. So the drone strikes, they had, again, tying into some stuff that actually happened where, drone strikes and stuff like that we've done in our country in the past. So his daughter got killed. I think it was at her wedding or something like that. The villain. So then he was seeking vengeance from that, and the guy was already a criminal and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? If someone killed my daughter in a drone strike, like, I'm going out for everyone too.
So this piggybacks off the second one?
No, all of them are separate. Yeah, all of them.
Separate,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, all of them are so independent of each other.
Wow.
But again, where you can still see the same characters and guys that you see. So and I do like how they set it up too, where it was like Morgan Freeman wasn't just like they just randomly brought him in for the third movie and it's like, you're now the president, right? It's like they set it up to where it's like he always end up having to be like the acting president in the movies, and then finally in the third one he actually is the president. But then you also have a star in Harvey Dent, right? Like because of the Batman movies, he's a star, or a bigger star because of those movies. So I liked how they did that to where you always still had a lot of Morgan Freeman involvement.
I thought it was actually 4 years apart because president's term.
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of how they did it too. As well, kind of, but it was 3 years.
It was 3 because it's 2013, 16, and then 19.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they did it.
Still made it pretty good. So
yeah, man, they made it solid. The vice president got on my nerves too. Obviously, he was like the weasel, but he was just soft. He's like just soft.
I didn't like
can't
him in
respect
that Hawk movie either.
Yeah,
with the,
yeah.
Bob, she was the scientist.
Yeah,
Green or something.
Yeah, he's just whack, man. He's a whack dude. Like, I just didn't like him. He just seemed like a weasel. He's just scary dude. Like, at least the other villains, like they were just like, at least like they're gonna go fight and stuff like this. Like the vice president, he was just soft. Like he's just calling the shots from behind the phone. Like it's like, all right, whatever.
He wasn't like he wasn't the best.
And at what point as the enemy do you accept that you lost? Like I feel like at some point in these movies, I would just accept like I took the L, and at least like I have my life. Like these guys, they're like, nah, I'm gonna go out fighting until I die. Like I'm like, nah, I would concede at some point, man. The villain in this one, it bothered me a little bit just because the fact that he didn't have like a clear cut motive. Like it was almost like obviously it was like he was, I don't care about the power. It's just like I'm a lion. Like I need to keep fighting, and it's like. Really, like that was the motive. Like you have millions of dollars. Obviously, like to even frame him, like he has millions of dollars. Like you have a good
going on to billions.
Yeah, like and it's like you have a company.
Yeah,
you're getting contracts. Like it's all that. Like really, you're gonna overthrow the government out of just the thrill, like because you're a thrill seeker. Like that just kind of didn't. It was like, come on, man. Like he's too smart of a guy for just be like, I'm misfighting. I'm gonna overthrow the government. Like that's a little extreme, right? Like
I didn't understand how like stuff was going bad because the agents or security caught on to Mike Bennis is actually right, so he actually he wasn't behind us, it was somebody else higher up, and they thought it was the Russians and everything like that too. But then the vice president, you see him on the phone like, you better take care of it or whatever.
Right.
Behind the scenes, I'm like, whoa, that blew me away. First of all, I didn't expect that.
But
like, and then the villain, like, just to keep, after so many things just got messed up, like he kept pushing.
Yeah, it's like, bro, give it up. Like, bro, you lost. Just like, give it up. You're still, and especially him. Like, the vice president had the most to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like you have the most to lose here. Like, you like, we gotta kill the president. Like, no, you don't, bro. Like, just like take the L, tell them to back off, be the vice president.
Yeah.
And then like, hopefully, like just run like a normal race, and then maybe win next time. Like. You just keep you're already found out now. Now you got the guys blowing up the hospital, and you're gonna get caught now. Like it's just stupid.
You're throwing yourself in a trap.
Yeah, so like that part, I was like, come on, but again, that didn't ruin the movie by any means. But it just was like, yo, what are y'all doing? I did like the last fight on the roof. Made me think of when they both all they had was the what was it? Did they both just have pistols and they both just had knives? Yeah. And they're like, we're about to just fight hand-on-hand combat. It made me think about I remember back in the day when I used to play like Halo and like Modern Warfare with friends, like go over to my friend's house and like four of us just like, you'd be playing for hours just going against each other, looking, you have the 4 split screen.
Going around knifing each other.
Yeah, we used to. Sometimes it would be like, yo, if you're really a man, we'd be like, come meet me at this point on the map and only bring a knife, or we'd set the setting on the map to where you could only have a pistol or only have a knife, and then it was like, we got to see who's really nice at the game. Because when I was a long range guy. Like I get a sniper or something like that, and this guy's super nice at that, and it's like you would never just I just like pick you off as soon as I see you on the screen. So then like people get mad, and it's like, all right, let's actually play. Like you just gotta see who's nice. Up. So then we just do that. So it made me think of that at the end when they both just had knives. It was funny.
What's your favorite one? Modern Warfare 2, 3? Which one?
2.
I'd say 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, for sure it was 2. And then I even played like the Modern Warfare, or I'm sorry, no, Call of Duty 3. Like when it was like, what was that? War 1 maybe. It was like, or 2. One or 2, and it was like that one was hard too. But yeah, it was some dope ones. But final thoughts of the movie. I thought, like I said, the final scene with the dad was really funny. That they had like after, like right before the credits.
I think that was McNulty or something. That was the actor's name.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Known for acting in a bunch of movies.
Oh God, I should look him up. I probably just like, I know you look familiar. I just couldn't remember. I do wonder if a 4th will be made. So we'll be looking in 2022, I guess, for that one. If they stick to this 3-year deal, we'll see if they do that. If they do him and his dad fighting,
as long as they keep the writer, because the writer did for them.
Yeah, just keep the same people, man. Yeah. Keep the same people for this. The Lions thing was interesting. The thing that the Wade guy mentioned, like, yo, we're Lions, Mike. You know what I mean? Like we love to fight. We love to chase, all that stuff. I do think that people, as I was thinking about, like, can be addicted to like violence, and like, I wonder. I've never served or been in war, been in combat, but I wonder if some of those guys deal with just that rush of killing, which obviously sounds very morbid and just like sounds disturbed, but I wonder if that just like that rush of like going out and like having a target or goal and just achieving it, kind of, if that same thing like messes with you, again, kind of like obviously in a less aggressive way, but how an athlete, you play a sport for so many years. I ran track growing up. Yeah. And then when track was over, I got to college, and it's like I still need to do something competitive, so I play like IM Sports, and now that that's over, like I need to have a certain goal I need to be working towards, like whether it's like a lifting goal or whether it's like a 5K or something, like a time, beating a time or beating, someone else or my own times. Just always needing something to work towards. So I wonder if that, that made me think about that when you mentioned the Lions thing. One of the most entertaining action movies of the year for me. Maybe the most entertaining action film. I know, John Wick 3 was entertaining, but this was a better movie, I think, written movie than John Wick 3. John Wick 3 they kill everyone. John Wick series, you see a kill in every way possible. If you can imagine a way someone can be killed, John Wick does it. But again, this was one of the more entertaining ones for me.
The knife in the head, though. Whatever he threw at the dude, John Wick 3.
Oh yeah, something. I know that he killed people with like the horse. Like he was killing people with just like anything, man. He probably killed someone with I feel like John Wick could kill someone with a marshmallow. Like
yeah,
crazy.
Somehow, like I like the action was definitely more intense and realistic than the first two. John Wick movies.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was all over the place, but yeah, it was good. Good action. The guy who directs that, I reviewed that on here, and the guy who directs is actually a stunt guy too. So similar to this, so you could tell, like, obviously he's a fight coordinator. Like, that's all. The whole movie is just fighting. But I'm not, this not super surprised, but not a really profound message in this one. As expected though. It gets the job done. It's an action movie. Which I appreciate. Again, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I appreciate when action movies just stick to who they are. They get in, it's a good enough story, had a good enough twist in it, where we were like, okay, cool, keeps you engaged. You kind of want to see how it plays out. It doesn't go too long, it doesn't drag out, it doesn't feel like that. And then again, how would you rank them?
The Olympus, London, and the Angels Fallen.
Yeah.
And Olympus Fallen, probably like on a scale of 1 to 10.
What would you? Where would you rank them as far as? Would you put 3? I know we both said 3. We think it's number 1.
Okay. I would say probably like the third one probably number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Yes, I'm going 3, 2, 1 as well. 3, 2, 1. And then, like you were about to say, what would you rank this one from a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd say probably about an 8.
Okay.
0.5.
Okay. Now I'm a harsh rater.
Okay.
I did like it. I gave it a 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. Now what's happened is I've put myself in a hole a bit here as far as ratings, because once you give that first movie rating, every rating is based off of that rating now. You know what I mean? When I gave my first movie rating, I'm like, okay, everything is revolved, like, you know, based on that sets the bar for where I rate movies. But yeah, 6.5. Again, I'm a harsh rater, so that is a good rating. You know, it doesn't sound good, but I definitely did like the movie. I would suggest you go see it. How would you suggest someone go see this? Opening night, $5 Tuesday, Netflix, or don't watch it all?
Definitely opening night.
Opening night?
I think opening night.
I put a $5 Tuesday, not because it wasn't good, but because, you know, if you don't see it the first night, you won't you know, no one's gonna probably ruin it for you. Mm-hmm. But it's a good movie.
Now, did you expect that? Who were you trying to guess? Who did you guess was trying to set him up? Because that's what threw me off. I think that's a big deal. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Right.
That the president or vice president was going to set him up.
I didn't see the the one Wade dude, I knew right away when they show Wade again, because he's always shady. Like, he's always shady in the movie. So he just seemed shady. You knew it had to. You like in the trailer, you knew he was getting set up. Mm-hmm. So now when you go into it, you're thinking someone's got to be setting someone. Like, now I'm just watching the whole movie. Like, the first part of the movie before it happens is which one of these guys is the backstabber. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, oh, obviously it's this guy. It's not Morgan Freeman. It's not, you know, it's not going to be some random agent who we don't really care about. Mm-hmm. It's going to be someone who's important. So, again, this new character in this movie that we haven't seen before, Wade, sure, yep, it's him. So I knew it was going to be him, but I didn't know that it was going to be this bigger. That did throw me off with the VP. I didn't see this, like, bigger scheme going on where it was the VP trying to become president and then go to war and then bring this contract company in for the war. Like, so I didn't see that coming into play. So that threw me off a little bit, but it didn't necessarily like make or break the film. But I liked it. Okay. Liked it. What movie coming up are you excited for?
Oh, I had it in mind too. Oh my goodness, throw one up.
So what I'm looking forward to is a movie called Bombshell. It's about a group of women who decide to take on Fox News head Roger Ailes, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, in the toxic atmosphere he presided over the network. So it's starring Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, and Nicole Kidman. Love all three of them. So yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely gonna go see that. And that's coming out here. I don't know when that's coming out actually, but I just saw information on it this past week. So got an Instagram ad for it. So I'm pumped up.
That's good. Yeah, I
forgot it.
Yeah, it slipped my mind. I had it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this to come out.
Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it.
Well, so what would you say? What was your best movie that you've seen this year?
That's a tough one. Toy Story 4.
I was gonna say probably like Toy Story.
Toy Story 4.
I didn't see Spider-Man the last one. I didn't.
Okay, you gotta check it out. Like I said, I didn't like it, but you know, you can have a different opinion. A lot of people liked it, so you might really like it. But yeah, man, that's all I had. That's all I had today. I appreciate you coming up here, man.
Of course, man.
I know it's late. If you don't know, we're recording right now. It's 12:30 at night, and I am tired, and my allergies are killing me. So I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Yeah, I've been up since 6. Oh, Gemini.
Oh, with Will Smith.
Yeah, with Will Smith.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. It comes out October, something like that.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. I love Will, so I'll support him no matter what he does. But
he's a hit on Instagram. Like he's just,
best Instagram account ever.
Runs Instagram.
Best Instagram account by hands down. There's not a better Instagram account. He's taking it over. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Until next time, peace out.